Well, if you've kept up with the TV spots, they didn't reveal that many new things. But for those who have not kept up with everything, I'm going to condense a lot of the new discoveries. So, what are they? Well, one, Chopra is Sati. That's now an official thing within the official casting. So, Sati has returned. A lot of people think that the older woman is Niobe. I don't think that is. That's a different actress. Telma, that's who's being played by her. And I think that's the Oracle. But it appears the Oracle is talking to Neo in real life. But again, the Oracle is extremely powerful, so anything is possible. And it is finally confirmed that yes, the Matrix movie is a real thing within this fictional story. In other words, in the San Francisco Neo is living in, the Matrix movie has happened. Holman, who is one of the actresses, is basically playing Trinity or a version of Trinity. So the Matrix movie itself is in this film, and they have replicated a few scenes. But there are some differences, so it's unclear if they're seeing our Matrix or a different form of the Matrix movie. And Groff has been revealed as an antagonist. People have said they've revealed everything about him. I don't think they have. We only see that he and Neo are fighting, and clearly it's a very visceral fight. And he talks a lot like Agent Smith, but we don't really know who he is. Is he a rogue agent? Is he a program? Is he human? Is this coming from the machines? Is he working for the Merovingian? A lot of questions not answered. So they give us a few answers, and a few things are clarified. As they've said from the beginning, this is meant to be a love story, and that is definitely the central focus. It's on Neo trying to help or save Trinity or going back for Trinity. And the new Morpheus makes that very explicit. He's going to have to fight for Trinity. But how is this tied into the larger story? Well, Bugs says something that all this looks familiar, but it's not looking like it used to. It seems like the story of the Matrix itself has been handed down, but it's not matching up to what they believed in. And one person in the Resistance is half machine, that's being played by Toby. A lot of questions because the old Resistance really hated the machines. So is this continuing the truce, them trying to integrate with one another? Because we see the machines attacking one another. So it could be this is a product of a machine civil war. So it could be the architect kept his promise, he kept the truce, but the machines decided to, within themselves, rebel. Some of them want to keep Neo, others are like, no, let's keep the truce. Again, a lot of unanswered questions. But probably the most fascinating thing here, and that's probably the big revelation, is we do see Neo in, quote, the real world. We see him without the attachments. So apparently he's going to go back into the Matrix to get Trinity. A lot of things, but still a lot of questions. I'm very hopeful. It seems like this is going to have a very deeply layered story. It is going to have a lot of callbacks, no doubt about that. But from my research, looking at behind the scenes, they didn't intend to just replicate the first film or the first trilogy. So they're doing sort of half and half. They're adding a lot of new things, but yes, they're clearly replicating a lot of old things, but a lot of things are not matching up. Like the new Morpheus, the way he looks and sounds is very different from the old Morpheus. And I assume he's been resurrected because in the video game, which I didn't play, but apparently in the video game, online, he gets killed off. So if they brought him back, is he partly machine himself too? Because he looks like an agent in one scene. They do seem to be keeping a lot of the old stuff, right? You have to take the red pill, you have to wake up, there is a war going on, but the context now appears very, very different. It appears what we're getting is a love story between Trinity and Neo, at least. Neo is going to be fighting some major opponents, but how does the Merovingian, the Oracle, or Smith, or the others fit in? That we don't know. Only that he's been sort of forced, I guess, into this false reality. He has to wake up, and he has to save Trinity, but how these other new players are involved, that's still unclear. But it is telling that Sati tells us very explicitly the big choice here is not Neo's. We're assuming it's Trinity, but I assume there's going to have a lot of twists in terms of who or what is driving the story. Because we still don't even know who Neil Patrick Harris is. We don't know who Ricci is. There's a lot of revelations still to be made. We don't even know Toby's name. Like, we don't even know his fictional name. So we now know that Lexi and Bugs are working with Niobe to help Neo, and so is the new Morpheus. But a lot of things have still not been revealed. Could be misinterpreting what it seems they're implying in the trailer. I think they did their job pretty well. We've got a few confirmations. It's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of special effects, but the core is a love story. But what is the deeper politics or psychology or mythology? that, it seems we're going to have to see the whole film to figure out a lot of interesting stuff. Nothing really new. If you've seen the TV spots, you kind of knew a lot of the stuff already, but they're bringing it together. So it seems like they do want to put it out there. Okay, definitely Groff is some kind of enemy. Neo is going to have to use his old powers, but it's much more focused on the Neo and Trinity storyline.